Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Some don't know the effects they have on others when everything that we do affects our younger brothers and sisters. To me, it seems that the facts have missed us. Who will be there to reach down to hug and kiss us? Frankly, the current state that we're in needs to be discussed. Self-respect is a must. We need to tone down the lust, avoiding the fact that it provides a pleasant rush. But who in this world can you trust? The answer to that is yourself. Don't take what that man says off the bat. Pick that book up off the shelf. That don't mean not to trust. That means to take what he said, think about it, and then come back and discuss. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Change up the world for the boys and the girls, because if we don't change it up, we're gonna make it in this world. We need to focus on the present and think less about the past, cause if we keep it up like this, then that's gonna be our fucking man. You gotta know just where you're coming from to get where you're going, so get on your search for knowledge, cause that's power and know we need to pick up more books and read them cover to cover, and after you get the information, pass it to your brother, spread it to the whole world. If you know it ain't fair, you'll be surprised the difference in this world that one man can make. It's good and bad in everybody, but you gotta bounce it out. And if we all found that, we change the world, no doubt. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? It's your big homie, Big Bad A, man. And this is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast, one of the only places anywhere in the world where you're going to get the real deal Holyfield, man. You know, I appreciate everybody for tapping in and tuning in. Big O, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a good supporter, man. You can't make it nowhere in this world without support. You can't make it nowhere else in this world without help. You know, you think you could do it all by yourself, but you can't do it all by yourself. Now, on today's topic, housing crisis, worldwide housing crisis. Where are you going to live? Worldwide housing crisis. Where are you going to live? Shout out to Big O for that big salute. That big support, man. Thank you, Big O. I appreciate you, bro. For real. Hold on. Where are you going to live? Thank you, Big O. I appreciate you, bro. I was just watching the news this morning, right? And I got a lot to talk about, but I'm probably going to have to split this up into two different lives, because on one hand, we got a serious situation going on in India. We have a serious situation going on in India. Yesterday, a few days ago,
few days ago, Indians in Bangladesh woke up, and Bangladesh is a popular big location in India. Yet just the last few days in India, millions of Indians woke up and they cannot access money out their bank accounts. There's millions of Indians, pretty much all of them, their money in their accounts have been frozen and they cannot get their money out of their accounts. In India right now, in Bangladesh, India, and other places, the economy has collapsed and the government has collapsed. In certain places in Bangladesh, India, the citizens are on their own. It's total civil unrest. It's total civil unrest going on. The only people that are still employed and paid in India and Bangladesh are the police officers. And right now, it's the police clashing with the people. They're not talking about this on the news. They're not talking about this nowhere on the news. I scrolled through 10 news channels this morning, 10, and none of them talked about the issue that's going on in Bangladesh, India. I seen one channel that was talking about the prime minister in India and talking about how he's been in power for a certain long time. And they were talking about the prime minister or the Indian leader, how he's been in power for so long, and how they were talking about that. But not one news media outlet mentioned the fact that the economy has collapsed and the society has collapsed in Bangladesh, India. There's over thousands of people injured and over 300 deaths already. There are over 300 deaths and there's thousands of people injured already because they're having clashes. The young citizens, aka like the college students, and because let me explain something to you. It's always the young people who protest and fight for the rights of society. It's always the young adults who protest and fight for society. It ain't the old people. The old people might push the pen and they might write the laws, but it's not the old people who protect and fight for society. It's the young generations. And right now, over 300 young people in Bangladesh, India have died, been taken out because they're fighting with police for the injustices caused that's going on in their country right now. And while they're fighting for the injustices because they woke up this morning and they can't access no money out their banks. They woke up this morning and the society has collapsed. See, when this is happening to other places in the world, when other places are facing doomsday, here in our country, they won't show you or tell you anything about it. They'll show you. Let me tell you what they're talking about on American news right now. I scrolled through 10 or 11 news stations. The American news stations were all talking about they swapped some Russian prisoner for some American prisoners. Right now, that's all American media is talking about. They swapped, the U.S. government swapped out a Russian inmate for some American inmates, and they traded them. Some barter shit, which it's kind of a big deal. But let me explain something to you. It doesn't fucking matter when you're bartering inmates when other countries are fucking falling apart and collapsing right before the people's face and right before right now. There should be nothing more publicized than what's going on in Bangladesh, India. But the reason why they're not going to publicize it here and they're not going to publicize it nowhere is because it's systematically going down. See, the people that really run shit, Hold up. The people that really run shit, the top people who really run shit, they're all in cahoots with each other. The top people who all run shit and who all push the buttons and make the calls and call the shots, they're all in cahoots. They're all working together. So if the mission and the goal was to disenfranchise the people and destabilize the people, then the mission would happen and would go on regardless, and it possibly would go on in secret. So if the people the people can't unite and do nothing about it. See, the thing that's going on right now in Bangladesh, India, is the same thing that happened in Venezuela not too long ago. It's the same thing that happened in Costa Rica not too long ago. It's the same thing that happened in South Africa not too long ago. It's the same thing that happened in certain parts of China not too long ago. See, during the COVID lockdowns in China, they were boarding and barring people in their apartment buildings and locking them in to deal with COVID by themselves. They were locking people up in their houses and apartments so they could deal with that by themselves. So they wouldn't have to deal with it. So people could just croak in their own domiciles. Now, if you really pay attention and look at what we got going on right now in America, around the world with the housing crisis. See, you might not realize it, but you were sold a life of convenience. You might not understand it or realize it, but you were sold a life of convenience. You were sold a life of fantasy. You were sold a life of falsehoods. Being that you were sold into the convenient lifestyle of not owning anything, being that you were sold into the convenient lifestyle of being individual, being single, being that you were sold into the individual lifestyle of your certain sexual choices, you were all sold into a trick box of ideologies. And based on the specific ideology you chose, it's showing right now that, listen, the fact that we're not working together as man, woman, and child, as man and woman, and putting our two heads together, our two resources together, and putting two things together to make one strong, united force, that is showing out right now that people are homeless. The homeless population is so high right now. The single population is so high right now. Poverty is so high right now. But let me explain something to you. Two heads is always better than one. Two incomes are always better than one. See, they sold you this fake life of, I could do bad all by myself, independent boss chick, independent boss nigga, independent bossed up. They sold you these lies to keep you divided so they can keep you divided and conquered. Because if you had two adults work together for their whole life and they literally are on one accord, not trying to snake each other from inside, not trying to harm each other, not trying to cheat on each other, connive with each other. If you had two able-bodied adults who was working together on a united front, working together, then you could clearly, easily put your resources, pull your thoughts, pull your ideas together, and you could easily live a life of decency. But being that you were sold, I don't need that nigga. I don't want no nigga. Being that you were sold with, I don't want no man. I don't need no man. I don't want no man. If he ain't rich, I don't need him. Being that you were sold that fantasy lie, now you take your decent income you make, right? 100,000 or 80,000, 70,000, whatever you making that's good and decent. You take that and you pay for 100% of your items. You take your money that you make and you pay for all your shit and don't complain. You take all your earnings that you've earned by yourself and don't have nobody to share it with when the holidays come around. Don't complain. See, what they don't tell you about this independent bullshit is on holidays you're going to be alone. What they don't tell you is every night at dinner you're eating dinner, unless you hanging out with a man and trying to find one, you eating dinner alone. What they don't tell you is when you lay down in bed at night, you ain't got nobody to lay with because you were sold an independent boss chick lifestyle facade ideology. Being that you were taught and lied to where if a man don't make you happy every second of the day, then you need to get rid of him and dismiss him. Being that you were taught that, you got to figure everything out and do everything by yourself. And let me explain something to you. You're not going to make yourself happy at all points and times in life. So how could you expect and require a man or another person to keep you happy and satisfied for the rest of your life when you're not even going to be able to keep yourself comfortable and satisfied for the rest of your life? And what do I mean by you can't keep yourself happy? At a certain point in everybody's life, you're going to fall short. At a certain point of everybody's life, you're going to fall short. And when you fall short, it's okay, because you're not always going to be able to produce. You're not always going to be able to have excess and abundance of shit. You're not always going to be in that situation. See, life is an up and down roller coaster. Life is life. Life gonna give you curve balls. It's gonna give you straight balls, fast balls. It's gonna give you slow balls. Like, life is not gonna tell you and give you exactly what you're comfortable and ready to receive. Life's gonna give you what life's gonna give you, and you better learn how to deal, or else you're gonna break. Life will break you. Now, let's get to this housing crisis, y'all. The reason why I live where I live, let's keep it a beam. The reason why I live in the state that I live is because I got evicted out of my place that I was living in North Carolina. Now, when I was evicted, the reason I got evicted is not because I didn't pay my rent. The reason I got evicted is not because I did something wrong. The reason I got evicted is because my apartments that I was living in, let me explain to y'all. My apartments where I was living in had a lot of problems and issues with them, right? And I was kept asking them to fix things. I kept asking them to fix things. I kept asking them to fix shit, right? They never fixed nothing. They would come in, look, act like they did something. Problem still persist. No problem. There's nothing they could do, right? Or they would act like they did it and it would still be the same thing. At that house, at that apartment that I was renting, at that apartment, I was getting electrocuted. If I was cooking on the stove and I touched the sink at the same time, like a closed circuit, I got electrocuted. You know what I'm saying? So say if I'm doing the dishes and then I got my hands in the dish sink and then I grab a pan. If it's metal, if I touch any metal, I go. You get what I'm saying? So what I did, I told them like 3 times. They said they fixed it. They never fixed it. It kept happening. So I went to the city. I called the city on their ass. right? And because I called the city, my apartment complex got mad at me and they put not even 2 weeks, a 9-day, was like 10-day eviction notice. 10 days. They gave me 10 days to get out. I had 2 kids at that time. They gave me 10 days to move my shit out of that house, and I had 2 kids. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I didn't know what the fuck we was gonna do. Woody whoop. What we end up doing? Like staying in hotels. That's what we had to do. We ended up staying in hotels, and me working and trying to secure hotels. You can't even secure a hotel every day because there's so many homeless people that you literally have to fight and stake out and fight for hotels because so many homeless people going through the same shit. Now, during my process of being homeless, I just wanted to get away. So I was like, shit, let's go on a vacation and go to the beach. So I took my family on a vacation to the beach, and we ended up finding this house I'm in. And we moved in, and thank God I'm here, and woody whoop. But let me explain something to y'all. I've been here for 5 years, right? A little over 5 years. If you're renting something, it's not yours. If you're renting something, at any given time, the person you're renting it from could kick you out, put you out, send you out, evict you, whatever they want to do. Whatever they want to do. You could have paid your rent on time for every year, but something popped up and now they need the place, or now they want the place, and or they found somebody who wants to pay double what you're paying. So they's like, shit, I'm bringing these people in because they can pay double. He paying this and I can get this. So let me bring these people in. Like any reason. So what I'm trying to say is you were sold a life of renting. And when you rent for somebody, that shit is not yours. So at any given moment, you could be out on the streets. At any given moment, you could be out on the streets. And let me say something to all the older people, because older people do not think, some of them don't think about the future enough. Older people, if you're anybody over 50 years old, 50 and older, what are you going to do? Where are you going to live? In the next 10 to 15 years, when you're not able to work no more, right? If you don't have a large enough nest egg, like about $2 to $3 million, you're not going to be able to afford to retire nowhere. So where are you going to live? Because a lot of y'all didn't have children. So no, you're not going to have no child's house to go crash at. A lot of y'all didn't have husbands. So you're not going to have no man to live with and live your last years with. A lot of y'all didn't value life and live life. You thought you was going to be able to work at that job for the rest of your life, and you was going to stay comfortable in that condo for the rest of your life. That's what you thought. What about when you got fired from your job? What about when you're going through shit like me right now, when you're not able to work because you got issues going on? What about it? Are you going to be able to afford to pay rent? No, you're not. Man, where are you going to live? When you're too old to do it anymore and nobody wants to give you a chance to do it, where are you going to live? Because I'm going to tell you something about the old. Nobody cares about the old. Definitely nobody cares about an old man. Definitely. Nobody cares about an old man. Maybe an old woman might get a little grace and a little space. Maybe an old grandmama, an old lady, she might get a little room in the closet. And that's pushing it. Grandma, I ain't really got room for you, but you can go sleep in there with Junior. You took care of me. You did your part. You could stay in my den, or you can go in there with Junior and stay in there with Junior's room. And when Junior gets older, you got to get up out of his room too. Are you ready to be tossed around like a one unwanted item? Where are you going to live? Are you ready to be the unwanted toy? You ever seen the movie Toy Story? You know, when the child gets too old to play with the toy, and the toy just gets thrown in the toy box and nobody don't touch it. That's what old people become. And if you weren't good to people in your life, if you didn't have children in your life, if you don't have a husband in your life, your old years are going to be fucked. I'm just going to keep it a bean, unless you go to a good or retirement home. You need a partner in this life. You need a house. You need land. You need to have old school life. If you don't have the things that we used to always had back in the days, a few acres and some kids and grandkids to till the land and play with till the land and kill the snakes and feed the animals, boy, you ain't gonna have shit. See, the reason why you were sold the life of convenience is so you won't have nothing to produce. You were sold a life of convenience so you won't have a future. And you bought into it. And you lived a life of pointlessness for your whole youth. And now you're in your elder years and you don't know what to do. And you got to figure it out. It's sad. It's sad. And the reality of it is you can't manifest it because that's fake. That magic shit is fake. You can't manifest it. You can't believe in it to be true and it'll happen. No. Reality is what you make it. And life is what you make it. So if you don't make nothing out of life, life won't make nothing out of you. See, everybody thinks that everybody's so entitled that they feel like they're guaranteed a comfortable place in life. You're not. You're not guaranteed no comfortable place in life. You're not. You're not guaranteed no woman in life. You're not guaranteed no husband in life. You're not guaranteed no future in life. You're not. You have to work for that. If you want a wife, you have to work for that. If you want a good life, you have to work for that. If you want to just do more than exist, you have to work for that. Because if you just go to work and come home, you're just going to exist. No woman's going to get on her knees for you. No man's going to fucking go above and beyond for you. Nothing. Because you're just existing. But this housing crisis is finna get so fucking bad. See, they brought in millions of migrants, right? They brought in millions of migrants and had people buy them. Hey, they brought in millions of migrants and had the rich elite people sponsor them, aka buy them. Because a sponsor is somebody who's paying for you. They're paying for your life. They're paying for your day-to-day. They're paying for your housing. They're paying for your food. They're paying for your clothing. They're paying for you. A sponsor. They've always had this labor force, slave trade sponsorships going on in America. Always. Because what it is The real Native Americans, hi, how are ya? Hey, how are ya? The real Native Americans like me, we're tired of the bullshit. We see straight through the bullshit, so they have to bring in a new batch. And they brought in a new batch. They say over 10 million. They know they say. Statistics and data says over 10 million people were let in. The ones that they know about. So there's more than 10 million undocumented illegal immigrants here in America right now that don't belong here. What do you think they're going to do if people are sponsoring them and this and that and housing them and showing them the way into America? They're going to do what those people who are sponsoring them want. Man, if you take care of me, let me stay in your house, I'm going to work for you. Oh, yeah, you need me to go and do this at this warehouse? I'm going to do that shit, bro. No problem. All of us need to go to this warehouse and produce this certain product. We're going to do that. No problem. You let me stay in your house and you fed me every day. You took me in out of nowhere when I had nothing. You're welcome. Thank you. You get what I'm saying? This is paid opposition. Paid opposition. What? Oh, you need us to go train? You need to train these weapon trainings? No problem. Hey, y'all come here, do whatever we want, but when we need y'all to damn turn up for us, we need y'all to turn up for us. No problem. We'll turn up. In what kind of way, man? Is these guns, is what? Do some push-ups, sit-ups. Because they ain't letting nothing but men over here. Military aged men. And I've even seen in Bangladesh, India. Oh my God. Big Bad A. Big Bad A. I watch videos of them doing height requirements from appeared to be soldier type men out of Bangladesh, India, coming straight to America. They were shipping thousands of Indians from Bangladesh straight here to America to come across the border. And these were only the men. Only the men. And then months after you send all the men from your nation, or a year, it's like a year ago, within the next year or so of you sending most of your able-bodied working class men to another country, your economy collapses. The reason why their economy collapsed in Bangladesh, India's economy collapsed because you sent all the working class men to America. Why did you send the working class men to America? Because America will pay handsomely for slave labor to keep America afloat. You notice everywhere you look, they're building these super expensive houses and apartments. You can't afford to live there. I mean, you might be able to do it, but you're not going to be able to afford that shit consecutively for the rest of your life at that rate. See, the thing what people don't understand is, yeah, you got the money to do what you need to do now, right? But is your lifestyle sustainable for a long period of time? Are you living within the means of where your job depends on it, where everything's based on you having a job? Or are you living within the means of you can take care of yourself whether you have a job or not? You get what I'm saying? So if you have a lifestyle where your apartment's $2,500 a month, right? And that's typical nowadays. Apartments be like $2,500 a month, right? Say you got a good job. Jobs of today are not careers of yesterday. What a job today is, you like back in the day, you used to work at a job for 10 to 20 years and grow with the company even. Nowadays, these companies look to cycle people in and out like a revolving door, because the longer if the employee sticks around, the more investments they have to make in them. So it's in the general interest and the best interest of these companies nowadays to have constant recyclable um, employees. So it's a different game we're dealing with now, man. But in the end, though, y'all, in about 5 years, where the fuck are we gonna live? Because if they do another shutdown like they did before, they're not gonna do rent moratoriums this time. They're not gonna do unemployment shit this time. They're not gonna do that stuff. This time, if anything does happen, it's just gonna shut down, and everybody's gonna be having to fend for themselves. And I'm gonna say this: last time you had the leeway, I had the leeway last time, the cushion of the unemployment and shit like that, to where I wasn't struggling through those times. But do you have enough what it takes right now to not struggle? And in the end, where are you going to live, man? If you don't figure out something within the next few months, within the next 6 months, if you don't figure out something to have some type of ownership or some type of means to try to buy into something, it's going to be very bad for you in the future. Countries and stuff, this country is going to get divided into who owns what. It's going to be Walmart has their own country. Just certain corporations are going to have their own countries or cities or zones. You get what I'm saying? I don't even like to talk about this shit because I already foreseen a lot of this stuff. Like those bars, like Walmart, in the future, because I've seen this before. I've been to the future. I've seen it. In the future, Walmart will only serve people through the pharmacy section slot, and people will have to stand in line outside the store and get rations. And you'll have a card, a ration card, to where you'll go in there and they'll have that shit prepackaged to where if you're ration number 1, you're ration number 3, you go in and you give them your ration 3 card, and they're gonna give you a number 3 box. And that's going to be your food until, for the duration of however the time period goes. And that the reason that Walmart has those pillars, those bars in front of the front doors, is so cars can't drive through the front doors, because the front doors will be locked. They will be locked, and you won't be able to get in. And the only way you'll be able to get or receive your stuff will be through those pharmacy lines, those self-checkout, those pull up and driver lines, you know, that order online shit where you order it and then they drop your shit off through the little thing. That's the only way you'll be able to receive stuff in the future. I'm not gonna talk no more about it because I don't want to seem crazy, but yeah, in the future, you'll only be able to receive your shit through the pharmacy windows and Walmarts and stores like that. That's why they have those things. And that'll be to prevent viruses from spreading and shit like that. That'll be the reason they're gonna say it's gonna be to prevent viruses from spreading. So, hey man, we got some serious shit coming on to us, but where are you gonna live? Where am I gonna live, man? Where are we gonna live? I'm working so hard now, like a fucking laser pinpointed in, cause I gotta get me some damn some land. I ain't playing, man. I got to have me a place to be, for my children could have somewhere to be and stay, because it's like you either, you know, pay or you punk. You know, like Jean-Claude Van Damme said, I don't pay, I don't punk. You know, I back in the days, y'all, America, you had land, you could claim you some land. you know, and then the chiefs held the deeds to the land, and land belonged to people, and people didn't mistreat it, you know. Now they come and stole all the land and took everybody off the land, and we're dealing with a weird situation, y'all. We never seen no shit like this before, man. It's just most people are so blinded by the bullshit that they can't even see we're in one of the most dire situations that we've ever been in humanity. Within the next 5 years, it's going to be so many homeless people. So many homeless people. And in certain cities, they already have it to where it's illegal to be homeless. You get what I'm saying? If they got it to where it's illegal to be homeless, and then you go through a homeless situation, what are you going to do? You get what I'm saying? It's already, the stage is already being set, man. The stage is already being set. It's just a lot of people don't pay attention to the rules and the laws that have been passed. A lot of people don't understand where they're at. They just think with their stupid small ideology. But you better realize, you better wake up and understand where you at. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I gotta hit the block. I gotta go get some food. Gotta go to the store. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to Oliver for that donation. Salute to everybody for staying consistent watching. Salute to me for being consistent, man, because this is not easy doing what I do. I can just honestly see the world as it is, and I feel like my viewpoint is very valid, and I can't just let that shit go to waste. It's a lot of people promoting bull crap, and I'm not doing that over here. So thank y'all so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for supporting me, Oliver. It's a blessing, man, just to understand that that I could help y'all and y'all could help me. You know, we could do this together. It's just a blessing, man. So thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for hitting that like button too. Everybody hitting that like button means the world to me. Y'all's interaction means a lot to me, man. Because y'all, whether y'all are here for me or here with me, it don't matter, because this relationship, I still appreciate it. You know, even the trolls, the goods, bad, ugly, I appreciate these relationships that I'm creating with y'all. So thank y'all so much, Big O. Thank you for saluting. I'm supporting the family. Shout out to Ireland. You know, shout out to the Irish brother and his sister, and Irish sister, his wife. You know, shout out to y'all for staying together for so long and keeping true to each other, man. Salute to all the real families. Salute to all the real people. 2 incomes is definitely better than 1. 2 heads is definitely better than 1. You better work together, or else you're gonna work against each other, man. This world is not what you think it is, man. It's not what you think it is, man. I'm trying to tell you. We got tricked out of our lives for convenience, man. We straight up got tricked out of our lives for convenience, man. How could you want to live crammed up next to people like sardines rather than having your own land with some now check this out too, fruits of my labor. I'm gonna do a video. I might do a live, but I'll probably do a video. Fruits of my labor. I plucked a cantaloupe the size of my head today out of my garden. My cantaloupe is done. I'm about to go in there and make a video. I'm gonna cut it and eat it. But I gotta record that because I'm so proud of that. I want to see we're gonna see what it's like on the insides together, and I'm gonna eat that shit, boy. But yeah, it's your big homie, Big Bad Ace, Real Talk, Real Shit podcast. Don't never waste no moment in your life, man. It's a beautiful butterfly right here. Never waste a moment in your life. You hear that bird? That's the cardinal. That's a cardinal. He's trying to get some. Yeah, he's trying to get some. That's the mating call. You know, that's the main call. It's time. Butterflies all in my garden, you know. It's certain places. Oh, it's a storm coming. It's a storm coming. Storm coming, y'all. It's close too. That's the storm coming close. It's beautiful to be alive, man. You know, just listening to the nature, sitting here rocking with y'all. It's a beautiful time, man, to be alive. But we better wake up. Y'all better wake up. Where you gonna live at? Stop playing with yourself. Buy you some fucking land. Get together with your fam. Do it now. Stop playing. Where you gonna live? You better stop playing. I'm trying to tell y'all something. You don't want to be. Look, let me tell y'all about 15-minute cities. I gotta talk about it real quick. They're gonna let conditions get so bad, and they're gonna build those 15-minute cities, and they're gonna let conditions get so bad to where you're gonna run into them 15-minute cities for free living. You're gonna run into that motherfucker for free living. It's gonna be free living, scientific experiment, 15-minute cities. And you're gonna run into that motherfucker because it's gonna be so bad out there in the world. Damn, man. I hope what I seen for the future is wrong. I hope what they predicting is wrong. I hope what they're saying is wrong. You understand me? I hope this shit is wrong, bro. And my hand's itching, boy. It's like a whoop in there. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for rocking with me, man. Where you gonna live? That's the question. Everybody don't realize they ain't thinking about it because you're in your little apartment. Where the fuck are you gonna live when you get old? Where are you going to live? The homeless population is steady rising. It's not because people are doing nothing wrong. Ain't nobody doing nothing wrong. These people ain't broke no code. It's just the game is rigged. The game is rigged. It's not designed for you to have nowhere to live. It's not designed for you to have nowhere to stay. It's not. It's not designed to house you for 30 years. It's not designed for you to be able to sustain, you know? Even when you buy a house, taxes and the fees and this and that and the HOA and this and that, and yeah, ain't nothing but some control going on. That's all we got going on is some control. You know? You can't do no, ain't no freedom out here, man. Not here in America anyway. Unless you, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk too much, but where you gonna live at? Where the fuck you gonna live at? That's all I'm gonna say. Where are you gonna live at? You got a couple minutes to figure it out. You got a couple months to figure it out. I got a couple months to figure it out too. Where the fuck am I gonna live at? Where can I move to where I can call my own? Where can I move to where I can call home? Where can I live more than for a few years and have to relocate? That's not life, relocating every year, lease, year. Look, they got you so fucked up and trapped up in the mind. They have our lives in year lease blocks. When you move in somewhere, you sign up and agree for a year. You're on a year by year basis. They got you conditioned to moving somewhere every few years or living somewhere every year, or just, you know, they're just the year-to-year contract you sign. So it's just in your mind, you thinking, okay, it's almost a year. What we gonna do? We gonna stay or we gonna move? What we gonna do? It's all programming for you don't think long term. Because if you was thinking long term, you would be thinking, shit, I need a home. I need this, I need that. So when seasons come up, I can grow, I can garden, I need this, I need that. You're not thinking long term. You're thinking instant. You know, so I just wish we could stop thinking so convenient and instant, because what comes with convenience? You get one single serving and then it's gone. Consistency is what you should strive for in life, not convenience. Where are you going to move after your lease pop up? Where are you going to live after that 1 year's up? Everything's in 1 year life block cycles. Total control, total domination. You're on your toes. You're only comfortable through the middle of the year when everything's going your way. But as soon as something happens, you're back to going uncomfortable mode. Back up against the wall mode. They keep us like this, man. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what we think y'all gonna do. But you better figure it out. It's your big homie, Big Bad, and yeah, the storm's coming in hard. It's your big homie, Big Bad, man. Y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. If you're just coming in, rewind it to the beginning. I came with it, you know. Thank y'all so much for being here, supporting the channel. Hit that cash out, hit that super chat. Thank you. Hit that like button. That's for free. You can damn sure do that. Hit that like button, you know. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Thank y'all so much for the support, you know, and then even more than the support, thank you for understanding. I appreciate whoever hit that like button, because that's free love and free support. You ain't got to say nothing, say no comment or nothing like that. I ain't asked you for none of that, you know. Oh, let me read these comments, man. I ain't seen none of this, man. Have a coffee on me. Thank you, Oliver. 17,000 homeless in Ireland. What I said, man. What I said. Salt and Vinegar, what's good? What's good, Salt and Vinegar? I feel you 100. Wow, great video. Thank you, Oliver, man. I appreciate you. Salt and Vinegar, cantaloupe. I'm going to show y'all that cantaloupe in a second. A storm is coming, but I'm happy I'm on the reservation and not anywhere near a city. God bless you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Who we got in there? Jimaja, Jevura. For real. Respect to you, baby. Respect to you, Queen Mother G. Respect to you. I have always been a drifter, a nomad. I can survive off the land. I don't own a home, so I'm good for now. Yeah, I want to own a home. I ain't gonna lie. I got to own me one. I ain't gonna lie. I got to have me one. I got to. People should be setting up fences or something like borders in a place to keep people out. Stock up on weapons to protect it from the outside. That's what people should be doing. Exactly. Listen, Queen Mother G said it. She said that shit. And Queen Mother G, if you're new to the channel, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I got great content like this every day. I do this all day, every day. You know, if I'm not teaching my kids cooking and cleaning, I just finished cleaning up the house and folding up clothes, and I made oatmeal for breakfast, and I'm about to go in there and now make lunch. And yeah, so I'm doing this in my break in between being a dad, teaching, and all that shit. Because, you know, we do homeschool, we do all that. So I'm doing a lot. Gardening, I do a lot. So please go to my channel. If you're new here, please check me out. I got great content, gardening videos, educational videos, all kind of videos. So let me keep reading these comments. Buy a place, not in a place. LOL. Facts. No rent, that rent mentality. You're right. Consistency. Yeah, for real. Consistency is the key, man. You know, I just wanted to say, man, y'all please understand that I'm trying my best to raise up the vibration of the people so we can all get on a good standing in reality, aside from our ideologies. So we're so wrapped up in our ideologies. You know, everybody's got a character type, or everybody's got some type of character type, or some type of box that they fit into. And we need to get out of that. You know, we need to get out of that box mentality. We need to get out of that ideology mentality, because all those are just games that were sold to us to keep us in bondage mentally and physically. You know, um, this whole rent system, this whole lease system, it's all designed to keep you in a constant state of uncomfortability, and constant state of moving from place to place and drifting and being, you know. So it's you know, the human existence is okay if you want to travel and be a drifter. And like, I would be good to be a nomad teacher or preacher, but when you have children and shit, they need foundation. When you have families, your family needs foundation. So you have to have some sort of foundation for a family. Head out to you with the real info, man. Come on now, you know Oliver, I'm coming with it, bro. You know how I'm coming, Oliver. You know how I'm coming, Big O. I'm not playing, bro. You know how I'm coming, bro. I'm not playing, bro. You know how I'm coming, bro. You know how I'm coming. So I just wanted to say thank y'all for being here with me. Um, it's more to come, man. I got some more information. But I had to touch on that India thing today, man. I kind of wanted to do its own live about that, but it's okay. You know, we'll be all right, man. The information will spread one way or another, man. But y'all keep on watching the channel. I got great content for y'all. Um, hit that share button. Share this with somebody who you love, because we're gonna get up out of this situation one way or another. We have to, man. You know, if we don't get up out of this, we all gonna suffer together, man. So I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to see that. It's your big home, Big Bad A. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And you know, we're just gonna keep going and growing. Let's go.